Okay, hello everybody, hopefully everybody's doing well. AP is here, and let's BTC Elliott Wave forecast. I've made a post on Twitter a few hours ago, and I saw quite a bit of discussion under it, some of it misleading, so I decided I'll record a video to explain the posts that I made, and also clarify it via demonstrating my higher time frame view for BTC. What is the Elliott Wave forecast? Please understand that using Elliott Wave is a little bit different from your trading system. This is more of a forecasting method, as far as I'm concerned, and understanding buy and sell setups should come in vain before you start using Elliott Wave. Elliott Wave will help you identify the patterns that are repeating in different markets, in different structures. It will help you categorize a primary trend versus secondary trend. Will help you to see continuation patterns, which we'll talk about in this video. And as such, this is the only things that you need to know as a trader. Is it a continuation signal? Is it a reversal signal? Was it the main trend? Was it the secondary trend? Those are the main questions that I ask, and this is why I use Elliott Wave, as it answers all those questions for me. Now, regarding the structure for a higher time frame, let's look at it simply, and I will try to explain it so even people not familiar with Elliott Wave can understand. Let's assume fractal parity. So we had one leg down, we had one leg up, and yes, I know that some people will say 3 legs, 7 legs, it doesn't really matter. Let's just call this one single swing. So I will call one single swing as the leg. Then we had move down, but what happened here? We had a flat. This is a continuation pattern. We had it running flat. Also, we had a hidden bearish divergence here on daily. Now, people will say that RSI with normal settings doesn't necessarily work when 14 candles apart is generating a signal. Now, I use 25, which is also greater than this distance between two peaks. However, I've never found a problem with using RSI for a continuation pattern when it's taking signals from more than an amount of candlestick in between the maxima points that it generates signal from. So in human speech, what I mean is that even though RSI has lesser periods from which it derives this trend than this lag, and as such the difference forming divergence from this peak to this peak can be trusted as much. Where in a higher time frame I was severely RSI in those cases. So I will continue to see the problem with that, and to that study trade almost exclusively using RSI. Since this is a continuation pattern, if it's a continuation pattern, what do we expect it to do? Well, once it has completed the trend that was before it, what was the trend before? It's the yellow line to the downside, so we expect the move to the downside. Now after that, in order to complete the pattern, or what I called as a fractal parity, in the beginning of this video we need one more leg up and one final leg down. Now, since people will already start asking a few questions, these are not drawn to scale, these are not targets. If you want to know my final target for BTC, I believe that it will go as close to 3 digits as it possibly can before the resumption of a new cycle. Differentiated by setup from a setup. So don't worry for me, worry for your own account balance. Now, getting into the structure here, I don't know if this yellow downtrend is completed. What I think is that we have some sort of, in bearish scenario, we have some sort of a running flat here, one more leg down, and then we are correcting in this green trend line. Now what is important about this green trend line is that we will be correcting the move of this entire structure. So from 11k to the lows that we will have, this is one single piece of structural element, and it will be corrected against in the next leg up. So for those people that love fibs, and I personally don't use them for more than just preliminary targets. You could expect 0.32 or 0.5 FIB to be hit here, and as such that will provide a pretty solid if you buy from the current prices, if you want to wait. Now, I wouldn't buy the current prices, which was the reason for the post on Twitter, but all I'm suggesting is that you should be aware that once the next structure to the upside begins, it will be correcting the 11k to the lows that we will put in or have put in, we don't know yet, for you to trade with. So that is cleared up, hopefully. Now, regarding Coinbase chart, the ones that I have here. Actually, before we proceed, let me go towards the charts that I trade. And the charts that I trade for BTC is obviously on BitMEX, as it's the most liquid one, and as BTC is going to accumulate USD, hence the reason for me using BitMEX as platform. Now, for example, here I was calling for a possible bottom in 2018. Now, I didn't know that it will roll over. However, when it became evident when I was looking at the chart every single day, and I've seen nothing but sell setups present itself. Sell setup here. Perhaps you could say that the buy setup was appearing here, but sell setup here, sell setup here, sell setup here, sell setup here, sell. Okay, we have closer longs situation on BTC, and once we break this orange trend line, this will pretty much confirm that we are correct in this structure that we have printed to the upside since 3134. As such, there are a few different scenarios that can be printed, but what I want you to understand is that I don't necessarily like bidding levels preemptively. I want to see the reaction of those levels and then I act. So for example, we had a consolidation here, descending channel, we broke out of it, I buy. Where did I put my stop? I put my stop here at the previous low, so I expect the price to go higher. Same here, what we had this descending structure. What did we have? And consolidation above. Now it's consolidating here. As it's getting close to break out from this structure, I buy and put my stop where? Here. Because it has to go higher if it's forming a higher low. That is it. So nothing rocket science here. So let's get towards Coinbase chart. Now the green trend line here is the orange trend line on BitMEX, so I think I'll just change the colors to avoid any confusion. So what I was getting towards in my post is that you might have this. People were saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll change the colors, make it red. Now people will be buying the pullback, and most likely people are already bidding, putting their fib up here and bidding 3,533 and 3,438. Now, you might do that. I have nothing against that approach. But the way that I would try to be humble with the markets is that I don't know of those levels. I frankly don't know. Yeah. Broken this orange trend line, which confirms that it's 128. So I'm humble in my experience. What I expect, let's go to a slower time frame. Let's say we print some sort of a sell setup here. something that looks like this. And BTC will be doing this. I will be only buying once it clears this trend line, starts correcting bull flag in here, then clears this correction. I will put my stop at this low because I'll be expecting what to be? This to be 1, 2, and this is the start of the third leg, right? So in that case, I'll be expecting BTC to go to the upside. If not, if I'm taking out here, then it's continuing to the downside, as clear as it is. In any case, this correction here, this 3 legs pattern or 5 legs pattern, doesn't really matter how you want to look at it. So you can still expect a 3-wave correction here to be traded. Okay, why can't I clear this? My drawings are so pure, the TradingView doesn't want to delete them. Okay, anyway, let's not waste more of your time. What I'm getting towards is that you can do something like this. 1, 2, 3. And the only way for you to know that the correction is likely completed if it breaks this downtrend line, prints a higher low at that point of time, place the stop at the previous low and let it go to the upside. So example of that would be, for example here, 3,240. Like, I was expecting to be a third wave there. Now, I didn't expect it to go up to this target straight away. I was booking my profit when I was seeing this high wave, 6 candles coming in. But when it broke the high, I was pulled into long. Now, what I'm getting towards, I know that here is my risk to reward. My risk to reward with a defined risk at this low, which invalidates my scenario, is 5 to 1. Will I take the trade? Yes, I most likely will take the trade. How do I know if it's 5 to 1? Well, because the third leg most likely is going to reach 2.618 extension, so I'm targeting that target. Quite simple. So, we're here. 1.618 extension. If this is 1, 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As simple as that. So, if it brings a risk to reward, it allows to try to predict. Don't try to put my money on the prediction what the market is going to do. I just trade the buy and sell structures. That is it. I use Elliott Wave to guide me through the market, but I don't think that because I've labeled and drew some trend lines on the chart, I know exactly what the asset is going to do. So please don't have the same expectation if you think that the market is going to do by consulting my chart or some other Elliott Wave traders chart. It's nothing more than a forecast, and it's separate from your trading system. Anyway, if there are any questions, I will happily answer them in the comment section. See you guys later. Actually, before I go, I just realized that I didn't touch upon scenarios that are forming here within this flat. So the scenario is that this is complete and will go for lower lows is one. The other scenario is that will clear this downtrend trend line and go for one more 3-leg structure up, which is also a scenario. So either something like this, when we'll buy the clearance of the downtrend trend line, or it will never clear this downtrend trend line, like it never cleared here, and it will just print and sell structures. So until it does this, don't expect BTC to go much higher. And see profit, take profit, enjoy your Christmas. See you guys later.